on a minute, lads. I'm just going to zoom in on that water. Not sure if the camera will actually pick it up. Just going to go. See the two bricks, the cement waste bricks there. Just immediately to the left of that, right in the middle, before the silhouette of that barrier, right? Can you look at that carefully, please? Before this ferocious dog comes again, who he will, reference on the wall there, please. ELWWC, East London Water Company. Right now, there, if you look carefully, and I'm going to have to move as soon as this dog arrives. That's the bore, and you can, if you look carefully, you can see in the middle, it's actually rising. The purest water in the world, an aquifer. And it's not even marked. See, the drain is actually lower than the water coming up there. That's an aquifer, the purest water in the world, right next to the East London Water Company, erected 1895. That's an aquifer there, and you can see that the actual contractors are trying to build it up, and they don't know what to do with it. You can see that. You can see it. Look at that. Isn't it amazing? Now, if you look carefully in the middle, you can see rising water there, as fresh as. It's actually so fresh it's rising to a drain there on the left. Now, the reason why it's rising is because it's an aquifer. Water from an aquifer will rise. You can see the trees here. You can see the East London Water Company pumping mill station, and I bet you these guys don't have a clue how to deal with an aquifer. Join me. East London Water Company, erected 1895. See the logo? That down there is probably the first and only aquifer I will ever see in my life. Just look at the trees. Phew. Right, okay, we've got the William Girling pump house up there in the background. Can you see it? If I zoom in, you can probably see it there. Can you see that? Can you? There. Right, now what we have here is a circular brick structure. See it going round the curb, hence flood curb, but it's also a curve. Can you see that? Now the reason why it's curved is because it's strength to keep out the water. Now if you look at the other side, it's not curved, it's straight, because it doesn't need to be curved. See? Look at that. And then look at that. See, spot the difference. The view from the North Circular, you can see the East London Water Aquifer main tower right in front of me there, including the runoff, which is completely clogged up. And you can see unique fresh water draining down there. A lot of ducks around there, as you can see. I'm really surprised that that's planning permission now. They've classed it. The builders are in there now, developing it up. If I just try and zoom in slightly, they've allocated it Class 2, Class 3, and Class 3B flood risk in different parts of the building. Bottom line is, there's a 400-foot aquifer right underneath it. There's water under both sides, and there's a clogged up sluice from the original Cook's Ferry, which used to go along here, and the William Girling Reservoir is right behind. And if you look very carefully, you can see the pump house there, reference in the middle from the William Girling. Welcome to the new way of operating. Due to the fact nobody knows where anything is anymore, when you're looking for contacts, you actually have to put up signs pleading for information. Do you have any utilities running through this area? Because they don't know. It's all subcontracted. Yet again, I'm here 5 times in a row. Lower Hall Pumping Station, aka the Chingford Mills over there. East London Water Company building behind, the original Cooks Ferry toll booth right in front, now named, or about 30 years ago, named the Water Turbine House. All the exits there are clogged off. There's a sluice here. You can see how high the water level is. There's a sluice here that's closed, and if you look at the cables, they're not even connected. There's no way that that's going to lift up in a hurry when they need to release that water. It's just not going to happen. You can see that. And right, what do we have up here? We have the East London Waterworks aqueduct that goes right the way up to William Girling there, and you can see the William Girling tower there on the top. Now, the worrying thing about this is that it's a lose-lose situation here, because you've got all this water being held back. Now, if it was to flood and you needed to release it in an emergency, you wouldn't be able to open it anyway. And if you did have managed to open it by drilling or knocking out that thing, don't forget the cables aren't even connected there. It hasn't been serviced for about 30 years. If you did release this amount of water under emergency conditions, this surge would smash into the Jeeves house, where I know the Tide woman who's still living there. So it's a lose-lose situation here. You're talking, well, the amount of lorry pumps you'd need to pull this lot out would be beyond the scale. This is the East London Waterworks. You see there in the middle of the screen, ELWWC, East London Waterworks Company, erected 1896. Now, right in front of it, you have the aquifer here, and it's completely open. You can see fresh water bubbling up there, right in the middle. You can see the rather cleverly next door they got a drain runoff that was obviously put in the Victorian times. Now, all the drain runoffs here are blocked, and I'm not even including that sluice there. So we are going to be looking at some action here pretty soon when the rains come. You're talking about 450 foot drop in there. It's completely open. If this floods and you've got men walking around trying to secure stuff, the man falls down there, he is not coming out. East London Water Company aquifer source position to my left side now. Don't forget, this has been classed as Zone 2, Zone 3A and Zone B for development. Planning permission has been passed, and yet there are clogged up waterworks absolutely everywhere. Left side, right side, underneath, because don't forget, and right, and to the sluice on Cooks Ferry. It's completely within a couple of meters, and they're all amazingly different, slightly different water levels. You've got fresh water coming out here. You've got the blocked up sluice here, and you've got this one which goes right underneath. If I just take you over to here quickly, this one goes right underneath, which again is completely uncleared and hasn't been maintained for years. So it goes right underneath there, and amazingly enough, it's not related to that water that's coming up there. It's a complete and utter nightmare that's waiting to happen. Jeeves would be rolling in his graves faster than a doner kebab on a skewer on a barbecue. East London Water aquifer right in front of me, the original Cooks Ferry toll booth. The emergency runoff from the aquifer right in front of me. Water everywhere. This one was the one, this one comes from the reservoir, so that's a modern one. We don't need to worry about that one over there, right under there. It's a problem, it's a big problem. Chingford Mills aquifer from the northwest side. As you can see, this runoff is within about a foot of breach. Should no way be this high. There's trees all the way down blocking it off. Planning permission, obviously the developers are in there now hacking the hell out of that, but the bottom line is they've allocated some of this Zone 2, Zone 3 and Zone B. Despite everything that I've told you, it's critical without the massive amount of maintenance that would need to be either drain off these drains or unblock them these days would cost $1 million at least. And the interesting thing is that I met a wonderful lady on the Tide Cottage down at Greaves Pump House, which is exactly a mile away from here, and with the gas turbines here. And she showed me the flood level last time it flooded. About half a mile down from the East London Waterworks now. This is the East London Waterworks thing, running straight into the Greaves pumping station, which used to have 6 gas turbines. Down to my left are the Tide cottages, where a woman lived, where her husband used to work for the Greaves. Now, as you can see, it's all the way up there. There's no way she'd be at this level. Apparently she used to say that the guy used to come out at night on a torch run and do both reservoirs. You've got girling there just behind me. You've got literally right behind here, you've got Banbury, and all of that is underwater level. There's actually a water plaque by that house showing last time when it flooded. That's the Tide Cottages, that's Greaves pumping station. Do you know when it happened? What year it happened?
No. Has it got the date on it?
Has it got the date? Let's quickly have a look. (1918), and that's Greaves to the left. Yeah, 1918 it says.
Oh, I thought it had a date.
Yeah, and that would have been just after, because I did hear that they had a big problem here in 1918. I was trying to work out whether it's 1978, but that's definitely a one, isn't it?
Oh, it's not 1978.
No. Flood level.
Flood level 20th of January 1918.
Yeah, and that would be the water level here, wouldn't it, roughly?
Yeah, that's where the flood came, and that's
Yeah.
why it came along.
Brilliant. That's excellent. And your husband used to work for inside the Greaves, did he?
Oh yeah, he's been in all the pumping stations.
Really?
He used to
Oh.
work on them all, yes.
I'd love any of that knowledge now, because these guys don't even know what's going on.
No, I know they don't. You're right.
Okay, well, have a lovely day. Didn't want to bring you out in the cold.
It's all right. It's just awful.
Yeah, I know, it's terrible, isn't it? See you soon. Thanks, I'm going to get home now. Bye-bye. I need to get home before it rains, but what I will tell you is, well, the back gate is not even serviced anymore. As I said, that woman told me that this used to be, years ago, a guy used to come along in the evenings with a torch to check everything was okay. All the emergency streams are now blocked off. All the way along you can see the dumping of rubbish, and the fact that I can walk straight on to London's water supply. That flood level way below this, and look at that, that's quite up. Thanks, I'm gonna get home before it rains.